redistricting. Not the sexiest topic, but one that's going to be very important. So People Not Politicians put out a deal. These are 3 of the public proposals for how to draw congressional maps of Oklahoma County. To be clear, these weren't just submitted by anyone. One person is a business partner to current Congressman Tom Cole, and another is a former GOP political director. And I think the other one might be like a right-wing group out of Shawnee. But anyway, these 3 maps are very, very similar. And what they do is shatter the south side of Oklahoma City. That's it. That's all the magic. They don't do anything else except perfectly split the Hispanic vote in Oklahoma County. What doing this does is allow you to add substantial parts of Yukon and Edmond to the 5th District and make it extremely Republican and much, much whiter. Again, that's it. That's the magic. There is nothing else going on. It is just pure, unfiltered racial gerrymandering. And it's very cynical because, like I said, I mean, Pat McFerrin is a longtime Republican political consultant. I don't know who the other 2 are, but I think, like I said, I guess one is a current business partner to Congressman Tom Cole, and then the other one, I think, is out of this like far-right group out of Shawnee. So it's like, anyway, I don't know. We're trying to get folks to speak out about this, to raise a ruckus, because it just horribly divides, a community of interest. I mean, it perfectly splits the South Side between 2 giant congressional districts that one goes all the way to the southern border and one goes all the way out to the Texas or the Oklahoma Panhandle. So there's I don't know what community you're interested in if you live in the south side of Oklahoma City and now, go all the way to Durant or wherever. Yeah, these are bad maps. Reasonable chance a version of these gets passed, but yeah, I mean, people should oppose this. Like, it's just that's all there is to it.
It's interesting, right? Because you thought, and we were chopping up. So I've been terrified of this. I have given up hope on any humanity on that side of the aisle, especially in this state. Again, we're in hell. But you and I, you're like, you can't crack the east side, and I was like, I feel like they're gonna draw a horrible map, and but cracking the east side would give them potential legal issues. I don't know if you had it on your mind. I didn't think about the southwest side. That didn't come across my mind when I was thinking about where they're going to crack. Right? I didn't think about it, but like they're avoiding the east side. So it's like, oh, you still have substantially black area that remains intact, but they are cracking south, and especially southwest Oklahoma City, whole lot of brown folks, making the district go from 52% white to 62% white, incorporating some parts of Yukon, parts of Edmond, making it whiter, therefore making it safer for Republicans. Which, again, at bottom, the issue I have with this, you guys, for all you dumb fucking trolls or whatever, I encourage you all to go and look all our old streams. You get some really good content, man. But one thing you'll never see is Nick or I saying we want to close polls or in the Panhandle or gerrymander some parts of rural Oklahoma, because win on your ideas. You know what I mean? Like, let voters pick, especially in this fucking state, man. Let voters pick you. You don't pick voters. But it reminds me of this movement in the 80s. And I fucking found some hope. I didn't think I was today, but I fucking found some hope in fucking redistricting. But anyway, in the 80s, it gets really, really bad, and we're actually in the horribleness of it. In the 80s, the peak of modern conservatism, right? Like, that's when you get like the Federalist Society ramping up, and that's when you get them realizing, again, these are the 80s when Reagan is on top of the fucking world. That's greed is good and all that bullshit. That's when you get this creation of the Federalist Society to control the judiciary, which is an experiment that has won, which is an experiment that led to John Grant's death, pro-life. But they realized like we don't have the ideas to win, so we have to control the judiciary, and you guys should be following that closely. The Supreme Court is fucked, but it's partisan fucked. But it's interesting that they, in the state in which they maybe have the most power of any other state in America, they're still hell-bent on gerrymandering. And, a lot of it, we were talking last night, and it's like they won't want us to have any hope whatsoever. And the cruelty is the point. And it's obviously an element of it. But I think a lot of it as well is like they know they don't have the ideas. And so it's just, we're never going to have the ideas. We're never going to have the policies. We'll have the racism. So let's try to do 60-40 on racism. Let's lean into that and pray. But we have the ideas. I found hope. Look at God. I did not expect to.
Yeah, and I mean, so the only option is really to try and stop. The room.
They're probably going to get a really horrible fucking map through. So that sucks.
Yeah, the rumor I'm hearing is that they're going to use this as sort of a like, this is how bad it could have been, but we made one slightly less bad, so go us. Which if they do that, I don't care as much, Like, I mean, you expect them to make it like a little worse because they are ultra powerful, but I don't know. There's compromises that aren't terrible, because the other thing too is that within 10 years we'll be right back at this point where it's like, even though you did this, areas are shifting fast enough, and you just can't stay ahead of the demographic shifts or the rot of ideas, or eventually the backlash to conservatism that will someday hit Oklahoma when we realize that what we're doing isn't working and we've made it miserable enough for enough people. But man, you really don't want to have to sit around and wait for that. Thanks for watching our video. Please give it a like and hit that subscribe button for more content. If you want to engage with us, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram.